Hello everyone, welcome back to this new video. Today we're learning about Python data types. I think the first step to master Python is to master its data types. And we're going to cover them all except of complex numbers because it's just isn't that useful. So let's get to the first question. What is actually a data type? A data type is a type of information most likely stored in variables, if you can see in that example. And different data types also means different types of information, which gets us to more options in coding and better understanding. The first data type is numbers. You have two sorts of numbers, integers and floats. An integer is just a whole number, and a float is a decimal number. So if you want to have an integer and put it into a float, you're going to have 5.0, with 5 is your integer and 5.0 is your float, of course. Numbers don't have really a special symbol. If you just put in number equals 2, Python will automatically see this variable as an integer. Now, strings and lists. In the previous videos of this series, I already teach this before, but I'm just going to cover it quickly. A string is, you can, it has double quotes or single quotes, and it's just an array with just one data type. It is just a string. Everything between these two symbols is a string. So, and yeah, that's it. But in a list, you can also store multiple data, but multiple sorts of data. So you can put different data types into this data type. And it uses square brackets as symbol. In this example below, under lists, you can see that I put different data types, such as strings, integers, and another list in a list. Now, and also an easy one for me is a Boolean. A Boolean can be either true or false. So just like print 5 equals 4, of course that is false. Booleans are used in while loops to test its condition if it's true or false. That is what a while loop based on actually. And I made a whole video about it, so make sure to check that one too because it's a really good video about while loops. To turn a value into a bool, you can use this bool function to see if it's true or false. Now let's get into the difficult data types. The first one is a tuple. A tuple looks like a list, but used parentheses as symbol, and it is unchangeable. So I made this whole video about lists. You can add, remove things into a list, but in a tuple, it is unchangeable. So you can't add anything or remove anything. But it can store multiple information in one variable, in one data type, also also different information. These tuples are most likely used as login data coordinates also to make sure that your data is secured, so nothing is removed. Next one, for me, is the most difficult one. It is a dictionary. It's used with curly brackets, but it has two things actually. It has a key, and with that key you have a value. So the key is actually, you're going to call up the key, and if you want to print the value, you're going to call up the key and then you're going to print out the value. Yeah, it is really difficult, so we're going to get into code to clarify this. So we're in the editor here, and I made a variable called login info, which has a dictionary as value. And you can see we start off with curly brackets. And then maybe recognize this. This is our key, followed by a colon, and then this is our value. So this is our pair of, you call this a pair of key and value. Then a comma that indicates that there is another pair of key and values. Password is our key, and then this is our value, comma, age is our keyword, and then colon, and then colon, sorry, and then 34. So this is an integer and this is a string. This indicates that a dictionary, just like a string and a tuple, can have different sorts of data type. So it's just not like a string, but you can have different types of data types in one data type. Really difficult, but let's print it out. You can just print out the variable, and then you get, oh, yeah, it's not 2 times, I just did it before. So you have here, you have your dictionary. Now, maybe I just want to have our username printed out. You can do this by square brackets and then, oh, our editor already knows we're going to call up something of our dictionary here, and then we're going to call up our key. So if you want to print out a value, you're going to use the key to get into that value. So I want to get the username, just print login square brackets, and then indeed this is printed out. So this is a way you can get into your value. Now, I said that tuples are unchangeable, right? But are dictionaries? No, dictionaries aren't. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. But how can I actually add something to my dictionary? I'm going to show you. So you want to do login info dot and not dot add, but already on the screen dot update. Parentheses and then curly brackets indicating our dictionary. And then the first thing you're going to type in is your key. So let's get our email of our user, followed by yes, a colon, just a space, and then our value of our email address. Let's just type out something, doesn't really matter. So this is our value, and let's see if it's actually updated our dictionary. As you can see here, yes it did, and so this is a way how to add something onto your dictionary, and also shows that the dictionary is changeable, just like a list, but unlike a tuple. And the last data type is a set. It also looks like a tuple and a list because it can also store multiple data and different kinds of data. And it also uses curly brackets, but it can add and remove, but it is unordered. Yeah, so unordered means that it has an index, but the index is random. So if you're going to print out your sets, or maybe of these fruits, apple, banana, and coconut, and a mango. So if you're going to print out this set, the order of the way you coded it will not be used in actually the output itself. And it's going to be random. So you're going to print out the set and the first thing, and the order of the set is going to be different. Or going to be random. Maybe not different, but it's just random. And it also has no duplicates. This means that if you have the same kind of information, the same kind of data, maybe you have two times the same string, maybe in this fruits, you have two times an apple, you're going to print out the set, then the apple will not be printed out two times. So we're going to be just printed out one time. And there are the characteristics of a set. It isn't that used many, but it also is a data type and is useful to know if you want to master Python. Now we're done and we're going to get to converting. So it just isn't that difficult. You can, yeah, of course, the characteristics from your old data type will be removed and get to your new data type. So if you want to have an integer put into a string, of course you can do math with it. So if you're going to do 3 plus 4 in a string, you're going to get 34 instead of 7. There's just a little bit of consequences, but it is really useful to convert. This is, yeah, you have all the things. String is not string, but str, and that's it. I think that was everything of data types. I hope you learned something from the video. If not, and you have a question, you can always ask this in the comments. Um, I think I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Thank you.